About 10 years ago, I took a trip to visit some of my radio station affiliates, and I started in Boston, and this is Commonwealth Avenue that we're looking at, and flowers were just coming into bloom here in New England, and I took the opportunity to videotape some of my favorite plants. I think because it is springtime and because they made such an early impression on me, the Magnolias Olangiana, for instance, tell people that's one of my favorites, but I have so many favorites. But in the springtime, when the leaves are just coming out and the flowers overtake, actually it's a bud shell, these leaves, then the prolific magnolias, for instance, just are so startling different from the gray cast that we get through the wintertime, and the sun starts to come out, but we don't need it when the flowers are out, of course. And it's such a thrill for me to experience this again and again every spring. PGM was a new plant at that time. It's a favorite of a lot of gardeners now. Weeping willow, I planted 500 weeping willows when I was about 13, 14 years old as cuttings. And people may not have the love of willows that I do, but you certainly should plant them in wet areas, particularly if you want to suck up the water. These are the community gardens near the Fenway that go from Commonwealth over to Fenway Park, as a matter of fact. I often take this trip in the wintertime as well, when the gardens are dormant, and you don't see the forsythia and the marsh plants that dominate. I made it down to, I didn't take any pictures in New York and New Jersey, but Virginia hills were coming into bloom at this time of the year. And in the distance, we see some flowering pear, and we'll see some other plants close up and personal. Some new plantings here off the highway. This was at a rest stop that I had to stop and get something to eat. And toward the coast, we're in Virginia at this point, the plants were just a little past bloom, including the flowering cherry that we saw right there. But over in West Virginia, they were just starting coming in. This is a close-up of the Kwanzan cherry, the double flowering Kwanzan cherry. I have seen so many of these, particularly in my home state of Rhode Island, that I had sold as a teenager, a young man, to customers because I was so hepped up about that beautiful plant. Here we see a rosebud with a cherry in the background. The rosebud and the dogwood were in full bloom across northern North Carolina, where I later went from my station at WWNR in Beckley, West Virginia. And I had to sit by the side of the road again just to take it all in. Here's the beautiful Florida white dogwood, grows so easily in the woods in this whole area of West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, and further south, but it dominates the hills. Here's the rest stop at when we're going into West Virginia. And I'd do it again if I got the chance. There's a redbud in the distance.